Yes, good morning, good
Good
morning,
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
good
Morning, ma'am.
morning. Give me a minute.
Good
I'm
morning.
just starting the class. Yes, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So come to page number 16. We have completed how does photosynthesis occur. That means we have read the first paragraph of that. Sunlight falls on leaves and is absorbed by chlorophyll. Sunlight provides energy. This energy is used to split the water molecules H2O into H plus ions and OH minus ions. It is called photolysis of water. Now, what happens during photosynthesis? The water molecules get split into two molecules, or we can say two ions. What are they? H plus ions and OH minus ions. So this process of splitting of water molecule is known as photolysis of water. You get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any doubt, you can stop me there and ask me. I'll repeat the process of splitting of water molecule into two ions, which are the ions H plus ions and OH minus ions. That's hydrogen and hydroxyl ions. So this process is known as photolysis of water. And this takes place during photosynthesis, right? So if photolysis of water is asked in exam, what you have to write, this is the process of splitting of water molecule into H plus and OH minus ions during the process of photosynthesis, right? Now come to the next paragraph on same page, page number 16. After this, the following reactions occur. Now, after the photolysis of water, what occurs? Following reactions are occurring. Oxygen is released in the air from hydroxyl ions. Hydrogen ions combines with carbon dioxide to form glucose. Now, you all know the end products of photosynthesis is glucose and oxygen, right? In the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, we get glucose and oxygen. So this oxygen is released in the air, right? This is released in the form of hydroxyl ions, that is OH minus ions. And the hydrogen ions combine with carbon dioxide to form the glucose molecule, right? You all know glucose formula is C6H12O6, that is carbon 6, hydrogen 12, and oxygen 6. That's the formula for glucose. So here the hydrogen molecule has combined with the carbon dioxide, right? C6H12. So this ion will combine with carbon dioxide and will form glucose as an end product. And what happens with the oxygen? It is released to air in the form of hydroxyl ions. Are you getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next topic is end products of photosynthesis. Two end products of photosynthesis are glucose and oxygen. We all know the reaction occurs carbon dioxide plus water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose and oxygen. So what is the end product? After that arrow, only two end products are coming. That is, first is glucose, second is oxygen. This is the reaction. I'll write the reaction. CO2 plus 2H.
Ma'am, which page number?
Page number 16. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So CO2 plus 2H2O will give out what? In the presence of sunlight, S stands for sunlight and C stands for chlorophyll. So in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it will give out C6H12. Somebody say the remaining answer. O6. C6H12O6 plus oxygen. right? So the C6H12O6 and this oxygen, both of them, they are the end products. They are the end products. EP stands for end products. Okay, so both C6H12O6 and oxygen are the end products. C6H12O6 stands for glucose molecule. Glucose is in the form of food material, right? So this is the reaction for what? Can I get an answer?
For photosynthesis.
Yes, this is the reaction for photosynthesis, right? So I hope you have understood this much. Now let us move to the next. Yes, we were discussing the topic end products of photosynthesis. So what are the end products? You all know glucose and oxygen are the end products, right? Now let us study about glucose. That what is glucose? You should know what is a glucose molecule, right? So what is a glucose? It is a simple sugar. It is utilized by the plants immediately. The extra glucose is converted into starch and sucrose. These are either stored or utilized for the synthesis of proteins and fats. Now, for what purpose glucose is stored in the plant? For the further synthesis of fat and proteins, right? Plants also require fat and proteins as our human body. So they will obviously require some energy or some, some energy or some, extra effort to synthesize protein and fat. So either they, what will they do? They store these glucose molecule in their body for the further synthesis of proteins and fats. Now, what is a glucose? If you are asked to write about glucose, it is a simple sugar, right? It is a simple sugar molecule because in plants' bodies, sugar is not directly absorbed. What happens? It is in the form of glucose and glucose is absorbed by the plant, right? Glucose molecules are smaller than the main sugar molecules. That's why they are absorbed in the form of glucose and it is utilized by the plants immediately. The extra glucose is then converted into which two forms? Starch and sucrose. Please underline that line on page number 16. Come to end products of photosynthesis. Glucose. First point is glucose. You underline simple sugar, that it is a simple sugar. And then underline extra glucose is converted into starch and sucrose. Have you underlined that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, extra glucose is converted into starch and sucrose. So starch and sucrose are nothing but the simpler molecules of glucose, right? You have studied about complex molecules and simpler molecules, right? So these starch and sucrose are the simple molecules of glucose. Now you all know they are either stored or utilized for the synthesis of proteins and fats in the plant body, right? Now second is oxygen. So for what purpose oxygen is produced? It is used for respiration by the plants. A major part of the oxygen produced is released in the atmosphere through stomata. This oxygen is utilized by all other living organisms for respiration. Now you all know from where we get the power to breathe or where we get the source of breathing from plants, right? You all know we have been studying from our child, when we were child, we have been studying all this when we were children, right? Small children. We were studying all this that we get the power of respiration or we get the source of respiration by plants. That means we breathe by plants. Plants release oxygen and through that oxygen which is released in the surrounding, we can breathe, right? So the oxygen which is produced as an end product for respiration purpose, it is used. Plants also respire through that oxygen and some part of the oxygen, not only some part, but the major part. That means most of the oxygen produced, only the some part is, some parts is used by respiration, used for respiration by the plants. Now the other part, the major part of the oxygen, what happens? It is released out in the atmosphere through the stomata in the plant leaf And then thus further, this oxygen is utilized by we, like the human beings. The human beings further utilize that oxygen. For what purpose? For the purpose of respiration. You get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I'll repeat this. Oxygen is produced inside the plant body for the purpose of respiration, but the major part of oxygen is released out through the stomata for further absorption by human beings. That means further oxygen which is released out is utilized by the human beings for the process of respiration. You all know respiration needs oxygen, right? So this oxygen is further used by human beings for the process or for the purpose of respiration. Underline this one. This last line, you underline this. This oxygen is utilized by all other living organisms for respiration. Now you can see a flow chart is given there. Process of photosynthesis. That is, sunlight is there. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, water is there. Water splits into two molecules, or we can say two ions, hydrogen ion and hydroxyl ion. Now this hydrogen ion, it combines with carbon dioxide and will produce glucose. Hydroxyl ion will, what will happen with hydroxyl ion? It is released in the
Oxygen.
atmosphere. Yes, it is released in the atmosphere in the form of oxygen ions. Oxygen is released in the form of hydroxyl ions. Vice versa also we can say. So this is released out in the atmosphere. Whereas carbon dioxide and hydrogen will form a molecule known as glucose molecule. Now you know glucose is of two types. That means glucose molecule also have two types of molecules. That means the remaining glucose is converted into its simpler forms, which is starch and sucrose. This is a flow chart to understand the process of photosynthesis. Okay. Now come to page number 17. Transportation and utilization of the synthesized food. Transportation and utilization of the synthesized food. Food is manufactured in leaves in the form of glucose. This food needs to be transported to the other parts of the plant. This is not possible. It is because glucose is formed at a very rapid rate and cannot be transported with the same rapidity. Thus, glucose is converted into insoluble starch. Starch is stored temporarily in the leaves. At night, this insoluble starch gets converted into sucrose. Then sucrose is transported in the solution from to all the other parts of the plant through the phloem. Now, what happens? This transportation of food, you all know, food is in the form of what? Just a minute. Yes, food is in the form of, can anyone say? Food is present in the form of
Glucose.
glucose. Very good. So food is present in the form of glucose, Glucose. Okay, so food is in the form of glucose. Now this glucose needs to be transported in the body, right? Food, not only the leaves need food. Yes, whose mic is on? Can you mute yourself, everyone? Whose mic is on? Vishesh? Yes. Yes, mute your mic, mute your mic. Yes. So where were we? Food is in the form of glucose. Now this glucose is supposed to be converted, is supposed to be transported inside the whole plant body, right? For example, when we take our body as an example, our body has blood. We require flow of blood. Now this blood needs to be transported throughout the body, right? It is not only present in the heart or in the veins, but it is transported throughout the body. So similarly, in plants also, this food molecule, or we can say the glucose, is supposed to be transported, right? Transported inside the plant body. So how this will transport? Glucose will not get rapidly transported in the plant body. Why? Because this is a larger molecule. It cannot be transported, or it does not get soluble in the liquid which is present inside the plant. So what happens? This glucose molecule is converted into what? it is converted into C6H12O6, that is glucose molecule, is converted into starch, right? What is starch? The simpler form of glucose. S stand for starch, okay? So this glucose molecule converts into starch. That means starch is a simple molecule of glucose. Then what happens? The starch is stored temporarily in the leaves. Now, glucose cannot be transported in the leaves or the different parts of the plant body. That's why this glucose is converted into starch first. Now, in the second process, what happens? The starch is stored in the leaves in a temporary purpose, for a temporary basis. It is stored in the leaves. Now, what happens in the next stage? At night, the starch converts into sucrose. Sucrose is another simpler form of glucose. Sucrose. SUC stands for sucrose. So,
Ma'am, there are two forms of glucose.
yes, so two forms of glucose are starch and sucrose, right? You understood this
ma'am.
much? Yes. Glucose
Ma'am.
has two simpler forms, starch and sucrose. So first what happens, glucose convert into starch, and this starch is stored in the leaves for a temporary basis. Then what happens, the starch again gets converted into sucrose at night time. Why this sucrose is transported? Because sucrose is the simplest form, right? Sucrose is the
Ma'am, means
simplest form.
starch is temporary.
Yes, starch is stored for a temporary basis, right? So, starch again converts
And
into
sucrose
sucrose.
is permanently. And
Yes,
sucrose is permanent.
yes,
Okay.
sucrose is permanent. So, starch is only for a temporary basis. This glucose converts into starch for a temporary basis. Then the starch again converts into what? Sucrose. And the sucrose molecule is transported to the whole body. You can see here, at night, this insoluble starch gets converted into sucrose. Now, you all know why the starch is not getting transported? Because starch is an insoluble molecule, right? It is an insoluble molecule. You can underline this much. Starch is stored temporarily in the leaves. At night, this insoluble starch gets converts into sucrose. So, starch is a,
Ma'am,
yes,
starch is converting. Ma'am, starch is converting in two times now.
yes, what happened?
Ma'am, starch is converting into sucrose in second time.
Yes, in the second process, the starch is converted into sucrose, right? Why? Why we are converting starch? Why the starch is getting converted into sucrose? Because sucrose is a simpler molecule. Rather than starch, if we consider both of them, the sucrose is simpler than starch. And starch is a insoluble molecule. You can see here, starch is insoluble. That means it will not get dissolved in water molecules, right? Starch is in the form of it is an insoluble molecule. It will not get dissolved in water. Thus, it is converted into sucrose first, where sucrose is a soluble molecule. It will dissolve with the water and will transport the whole sucrose, or it will transport itself to the different parts of the plant body. Do you understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And what we have to underline in this paragraph?
Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, what we have to underline in this paragraph?
Yeah, in this paragraph, you have to underline the second line. Starch is stored temporarily in the leaves. At night, this insoluble starch gets converted into sucrose. And then underline sucrose is transported in the solution form to all other parts of the plant through the phloem. How this sucrose is transported? Through the phloem. Now, do you remember xylem and phloem? You have studied, right? Everyone, can I get an answer?
Yes,
Have you
ma'am.
studied? Yes. You know what is xylem and phloem, right? Or you don't know?
Ma'am, what? Please say again.
Xylem and phloem. Have you all studied about xylem and phloem? May I know this?
No, ma'am.
No? Then I'll tell you what is the xylem and phloem. Can you see phloem here in this second paragraph, the last line? The
Ma'am.
plant through the phloem.
Ma-
Yes? Yes, what
Ma'am,
happened?
xylem is upper part of plant and zoea is lower part of plant.
Actually, I'll tell you the what is the main case with both of them. The xylem, X xylem and P we will take as phloem, right? Now this xylem is mainly responsible for, now what are they? Actually, xylem and phloem are nothing but the tissues present in the plant, right? These are the tissues. That means you must have studied that our body or an organism's body consists of a single cell in the starting stage, right? Initially, we start life as a life as a single cell. Then what happens? These cells form masses of cells which are known as tissues. So this xylem and this phloem comes under meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are found in plants, right? Sorry, not meristematic tissues. We have meristematic tissues in plant. Also, we have conducting tissues. So these are known as, xylem and phloem are known as conducting tissues. CT means conducting tissues. Now, what does conducting tissue means? Conducting tissue means that both of them, the xylem and the phloem, they both conduct something inside the plant body. Conduct means passage or flow. Like blood flows in our body, similarly, this xylem and phloem helps in the flow of some particular things inside the plant body. Do you understand this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Now the
Yes, ma'am.
xylem and phloem both are conducting tissues and these are togetherly known as vascular bundles. Okay. This is extra for you. You don't have to write this in exam. This is just for your knowledge. So both of them, xylem and phloem, they are known as vascular bundles and also they are known as conducting tissues. Now what happens? The main function of xylem is conduction of water and minerals.
Ma'am,
H2O,
page
that is
number.
page number 17. So this topic is not in your book. This is for your extra knowledge. Why? Because in the second paragraph on page number 17, a term is there. Can you see phloem, phloem? Can you see that term?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, on page number
Yes, ma'am.
17. Yeah, page number 17, second paragraph, last line, you have a word known as phloem. So for understanding phloem, I am describing you this thing. You don't have to write this in exam. This is just for your understanding. This is not in your book. So we have xylem and phloem. These are the conducting tissues inside the plant body. Now xylem conducts water and one more thing I said, what is that? Minerals. Water and minerals. Okay, water and minerals is conducted by xylem. And phloem क्या करता है? It will conduct food material. Phloem conducts food inside the body. So here in this paragraph, we have studied this much. In this, food is stored in the form of glucose. So that's why this glucose first converts itself to what? Starch. Starch is an insoluble molecule. Thus, starch will again convert itself to sucrose, which is a soluble molecule. It will get dissolved in water, and thus this sucrose is transported throughout the whole body, throughout the whole plant body through phloem. Why phloem? Because food is carried through phloem. Okay? So phloem is the right answer for this. You cannot write food is transported through xylem because only phloem transports food. Xylem is meant for transportation of H2O, water and minerals. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So this sucrose is transported throughout the solution or throughout the plant body through the phloem. Underline that much. Now, as per the requirements of the plant, yes,
Ma'am, can you say again?
yes, I'll repeat it again.
Which paragraph?
It is on
Which
page number
paragraph?
17. page number 17, paragraph 2. Can you see paragraph 2? Thus, glucose is converted into insoluble starch. So we are on that paragraph, page number 17, paragraph 2. What happens? You all know that plant food is in the form of, in plants, food is in the form of glucose, right? In the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives out glucose and oxygen. So glucose is the main food here, right? Now this glucose is very thick and this is in rapid formation. This is a complex
Yes.
molecule. Yes.
Ma'am, what is second point?
Second point.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, second point is
Ma'am,
that
page
what happened? Page number?
yes, ma'am.
Page number 17. We are on page number 17. Second paragraph. You can see glucose is converted into insoluble starch. Now I was saying that you all know in plants the food is in the form of glucose molecule. Now this glucose molecule is a very complex molecule. It cannot be transported throughout the plant body easily, right? It is not soluble that much. It is a complex molecule. So what happens? This glucose converts into starch first, right? It converts into starch. Then the two molecules of glucose are starch and sucrose. So first this glucose is converted into starch. Now what happens? The starch is stored in the form, is temporarily stored in the leaves. And during night, the starch, this insoluble starch is also insoluble. It does not dissolve in water. So at night, the starch again converts into sucrose. And sucrose is a soluble molecule. It can dissolve with water and it can easily flow throughout the body. So that's why this glucose molecule first converts into starch, then to sucrose. Right? You understood my point? This glucose,
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
ma'am.
G stands for
Yes,
glucose.
ma'am.
So glucose converts into starch, right? Starch, which is a insoluble molecule. Starch is insoluble. Okay. Then again, the starch converts into sucrose. Now, sucrose is a soluble molecule. Okay. It is soluble. So that's why sucrose is transported throughout the plant body. Do you understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
So can you say me that what is the answer if you are asked what is transported inside the plant body, like glucose is transported in the form of what? What you have to write?
ma'am. Glucose is transport starch.
I'll say yes. Just a minute. Sucrose, right? Sucrose is transported inside the plant body. Why? Because it is a soluble molecule. Okay, so the glucose cannot be rapidly transported in the plant body because being a larger molecule, it gets converted into starch, which is also an insoluble molecule. Again, what happens? The starch is temporarily stored in the leaves and at night it is converted to sucrose, which is a soluble molecule and is transported throughout the whole body. So sucrose is the food here, right? This food is, the food is transporting in the form of sucrose. Do you get this point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If you want to understand it better, you can make it as a flow chart. I have showed you a flow chart. I've written glucose, then an arrow, then starch, then underline starch and write insoluble, then underline, then an arrow, and then sucrose at last, which is a soluble molecule. In this way, you will understand better. Okay?
Yes. Yes,
Clear? Yes. Now, yeah. Now let us
ma'am, what
read.
we
Yes, what
ma'am, what we
happened?
have to make?
Yes, you don't have to make, it is not necessary, but I was asking you to make a flow chart for your reference so that you will understand it better. Flow chart means like we write and we make arrows. I have shown you right now. I wrote glucose, then an arrow, then starch, then an arrow, and then sucrose. Yes.
Ma'am, glucose same work in body.
Yes, what happens, Zainab?
Glucose same work in human body.
Human body? Yes, it goes, no, in human body, our body has large, large passages are there. So glucose can easily be transported in our body. It does not have to convert itself in simpler forms, right? Plant is very small. Plants, flowing areas, the xylem and the phloem, the tissues are very small. So in plants, glucose needs to be converted into sucrose. But in human body, our body is large. We have wide passages in our body. That's why no conversion is needed there. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But sometimes what happens, you all know that sucrose is absorbed by the body. Why? Glucose is not that much soluble or dissolvable. So that's
Yes,
why sometimes it will
ma'am.
get converted into sucrose for the better absorption by the body. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Whose mic is on, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you mute yourself? Okay. Yes. So come to next paragraph. As per the requirements of the plant, this sucrose either gets converted into starch for storage, example potato, or is utilized to produce energy for the various functions of the plant. Now, the sucrose molecule, which is formed as an end product or which is absorbed, either what happens, it will get stored. It will store itself in the form of starch, or what happens, second possibility is it is utilized to produce energy for various functions, right? It depends. Sometimes it is stored in the form of starch, like in potato, starch is present. So in potato, what happens? This sucrose molecule gets stored in the form of starch. But sometimes it is utilized to produce energy for various functions of the plants. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now the next,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, come to next topic, which is factors affecting photosynthesis. Factors affecting photosynthesis. So first factor is light. Now let us read this. Photosynthesis increases with increase in light, but to a certain limit. Too much light shows down photosynthesis. Also, in less light or in cloudy days, the rate of photosynthesis is low. Now, how light is a factor affecting photosynthesis? Because in photosynthesis, sunlight is the main necessity. We need sunlight, water, right? Carbon dioxide. So, sunlight is the main constituent, or we can say it is the main ingredient. So, that's why if more sunlight is there, photosynthesis rate will be more. If less sunlight or if the day is very cloudy, sunlight is very less, then the rate of photosynthesis will get decreased. Do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what is the main thing here? When sunlight increases, photosynthesis also increases. When sunlight decreases, it will eventually decrease the rate of photosynthesis. That's the main thing here. Now, in that way, light affects the photosynthesis, or it is the factor which affects photosynthesis. Now, second is availability of carbon dioxide and water. The rate of photosynthesis increases with an increase in concentration of carbon dioxide. A very high amount of carbon dioxide becomes toxic for plants and inhibits photosynthesis. When enough water is not present, the rate of photosynthesis decreases. It is because the stomata close to prevent transpiration. Right? So what happens when carbon dioxide is in sufficient amount, photosynthesis rate will increase. But if carbon dioxide is more than the sufficient amount, that means if it is exceeding its level, okay, or if it is more than the actual level, then what happens? It will slow down the process, or it will just damage the whole process, because more carbon dioxide leads to toxicity, right? In our environment also, in our atmosphere also, more amount of carbon dioxide will lead to respiratory problems. So similarly in plants also, If the carbon dioxide is more than the required amount, then it will lead to toxicity. But if it is in a sufficient amount, the rate of photosynthesis will eventually increase. Also, when enough water is present, the rate of photosynthesis will also increase. Why? Because in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water are the main two constituents, right? So for more water means rate of photosynthesis will eventually increase. So it is because when the water is not present, like when water is less, what happens? The rate of photosynthesis will decrease. Why? It is because the stomata are closed to prevent transpiration. You know transpiration? What is transpiration? The loss of water from plant surface in the form of water vapors, right? So when the water is not present or the water is not absorbed, it is less in quantity. What happens? Stomata eventually closes itself to prevent the rate of transpiration. That means it will not allow the water to be released out. So here, when the water is low, what happens? Photosynthesis will decrease. Now, third one is temperature. The optimum temperature for photosynthesis is between 20 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees Celsius. The rate of photosynthesis decreases when the temperature is below or above this range. So you know that the optimum range is from 20 degree to 35 degrees Celsius. Now, if the rate of photosynthesis, or we can say when the temperature is below this 20 degrees Celsius or more than 35 degrees Celsius, what will happen? Photosynthesis will decrease. So this optimum range has to be maintained. If the temperature is between 20 and 35 degrees Celsius, then only the rate of photosynthesis will increase. Otherwise, if it is more or less, the rate will eventually decrease. Do you get this point? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let us just conclude this. Light means if light is more, photosynthesis will increase. If it is less, it will decrease. Similarly, carbon dioxide and water, if they are in sufficient amount, photosynthesis will increase. If it is not sufficient, if it is in less amount, photosynthesis will decrease. Temperature, there is an optimum temperature. If the temperature is between those temperature 20 and 35 degrees Celsius, photosynthesis will increase. And if it is more or less than that, photosynthesis will eventually decrease. So this is the factors affecting the photosynthesis. Now, in the next class, we will do importance of photosynthesis on page number 18. We will do it in next class. For today, this much is enough. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay.
Bye-bye,
Thank you,
bye-bye.
ma'am.
Bye,
Have you all
ma'am.
understood this much?
Bye, ma'am.
Yes, have you all understood this much?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. Okay, so I'm leaving. Bye-bye, everyone.